Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Juan Ortiz with Fun Production Films. Another episode. This is on the drive home. Today is Monday, one of my favorite days of the week. It's TGIM. Hashtag it if you want to. I don't really care. If that's your thing, hey, more power to you. Kind of telling off on myself age-wise, but it is what it is. So anyway, like I said, I've got a short commute home, so I've got to give you as much content as possible. And on the way home, I was just thinking about this: the 4 basic personality groups that you've got to be able to master in order to be able to do business with the general public. And matter of fact, Jeff Compton wrote a book called The Driving Force. When I was managing the credit union, it's one of the books that my CEO handed to me. Said it was a good book to read on the personalities, and I think he's done probably the best job. Besides Tony Alessandra, some of the other guys that you read up on that do the 4 personalities, but this guy does it really basic. And like I said, guys, keep it simple, keep it really, really fun. Make sure that it's getting to you're coming across that way, and not, the talons aren't coming out at the end of the month trying to nail your customer down or nail that person that you're doing business with, and they feel threatened. Guys, if you guys don't know about that sixth sense, it's for real. It's legit. People will pick up on it if you come across too hard, too much pressure. But I think pressure's okay. Just low pressure with a little bit more frequency, I think comes across a little bit better than high pressure all at once. So anyway, but the 4 basic personality groups, obviously you've probably heard the D.I.S.C method. You've got your dominant, you've got your inspirer, you've got your steadiness, and then you've got your compliance. We learned them in colors. But the way this guy wrote, the way Jeff put it down in the book, it was the kind of a steering wheel, and if you were to cut that up into 4 sections, you've got the dominant, which is the driver. You've got the compliance or the analytical personality, which is your compliance, which is your navigator. Okay, I think we've all had one of those in the car with us at one point or another. Then you've got your steadiness guy, your relationship builder, your amiable personalities, which is going to be, let me cut that wind noise out. It's going to be your rider, just kind of along for the ride. The old, can't we all just get along? A little bit of Rodney King in there. That was one of his famous speeches. So then the last guy is probably me. I think a lot of people may have picked up on it, may not. I don't know. I don't think I'm too expressive, but I do try to give you a little bit of fun. But this guy is, Jeff calls him the cruiser. Top down, convertible. The driver's going to have your Hummer, your kind of your big bad boy truck. The rider is going to be kind of the nice eco-friendly kind of car, and then the analytical is just going to be your nice and basic Toyota Camry kind of thing. Maybe a little Honda Accord in there. Nothing too lavish, but also not anything like a Ford Focus. Nothing against you Ford guys, but I know everybody knows what that Ford acronym stands for. And no, you weren't first on race day. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, those are the 4 basic personalities. And a lot of times, if you're able to understand the language that your client is speaking, you're able to really develop a presentation that's going to really, really, really reach into where his I don't even know the word that I'm looking for, but you're really going to be able to come across as someone who really cares. Because nothing more difficult than the amiable personality, the rider, trying to sell to a driver who he wants to come in and give you the bottom line, give me the best price, give me the best price. I don't care about your family, I don't care about your mama, I don't care about anything. Give me your best price or I'm out of here, down to the next dealership. You've got to be able to slow him down to be able to sell to him. But at the same time, you've got your analytical person that comes into your navigator that comes into the cruiser, and he's just trying to go out and have a good time. But she's wanting to know the miles per gallon and how many gallons of fuel fit into the fuel tank. And you're like, can't we just go on a demo ride? Well, no, you can't go on a demo ride because you haven't gotten there yet, buddy. You're still on step 1 and you're trying to go to step 4 where you go to the demo ride. Come on, man. Come on, man. Really? Killing me, Smalls. Anyway, but once you understand that the analytical is looking for facts, once you understand that they're looking for figures, once you understand that they're looking for information, you're going to be able to formulate your presentation around that. If you have somebody that just wants to come up and look at the car and he doesn't really care how much it costs or what the fuel, what the miles per gallon are, as long as he looks good in it, you know, that's going to be the expressive personality. You've got your amiables that they're not going to want to hurt your feelings, so a lot of times they're going to give you that smoke screen of, I'm going to have to go home and think about it. And guys, that's one of the hardest ones to come across. But again, if you do a proper needs analysis, if you do a proper fact-finding and building rapport session with these people, with the amiables, they're going to be your best friend. Not to the point that they're going to be able to tell you, well, you understand where I'm coming from, but to the point that you're going to be able to ask for the business and get it every single time. The dominant guys, those are the ones I had the hardest time with. I called them browns because on the color wheel, they were task oriented, people, but man, they were just all about down nuts and bolts. Get in, get out, be done. You're wasting my time, son, if you're not giving me what I need. So, but once you understand how those personalities interact and how you're able to communicate with all 4, and yeah, you can have a blend. It's very possible that you have a dominant navigator. It is possible that you have an expressive driver. You know, a lot of what I don't see a lot, the combination or a blend is going to be your dominant rider, your driver rider. You know, kind of those two are on opposite ends of the spectrum. Kind of hard to blend those two. You know, you've got your actives, which is going to be your driver and your cruiser, but then you've also got your passives, which is going to be your navigator and your rider. You know, you've all seen those passive aggressive type of people. Oh yeah, I've managed a few, and those are some of the hardest people to, you know, get along with or get them to understand where you're coming from. In essence, you're both kind of saying the same thing, but different words, and so you think you're miscommunicating, but at the end of the day, you're really just trying to, you know, complete the task. But the other people, you know, on the other end of the spectrum, you got people who are people, and then people who are just task-oriented. People-oriented versus task-oriented. Hit a little dip there. Wasn't paying too much attention. Hopefully that wasn't anybody. I don't see anybody rolling around. So anyway, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time, but hopefully that'll give you a little bit of insight. Jeff Compton got a really good book out, Driving Force. I'm also picking up a couple other things. I'm trying to get certified in the D.I.S.C assessment of the personalities to be able to give you guys a better understanding of how important it is to really understand the person that's sitting across the desk from you. Nothing more than to be able to try to do the best job you can and selling and closing the deal, and the people are just waiting for you to shut up so they can get out of there. I know that doesn't happen to many of you, but I've been there, if we're all honest with each other. So anyway, man, hope you have a great evening. Get a good night's rest, and Tuesday we'll just call it Terrific Tuesday. Get up and going. I know it's one of my workout days, so my wife's gonna wake us up early in the morning. We're gonna go get our little 30 minutes of cardio or whatever Miss Trainer wants us to do. So alrighty guys, thank you so much. You have a good evening.